Good morning, and join me on this day of being really behind on a lot of things. I'm gonna go get ready to run, and I've got 10 miles, and we're just gonna get through the day today because I have a lot of stuff to do. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get ready. Hi, Ely. Hey, good boy. Okay, on my way to the bay to go do my little 10 miles. I'm running very late. Well, not really. I have the day off, so I can kind of do whatever I want with timing. But I do have a lot to do today, like I said, so we're gonna go crank this out. So let's go. I just finished folding so much laundry and cleaned so much of my room. Gonna go on my cute little girly pop coffee date. Nice. I don't know if you can quite see it, but there's good old Elixir across the street over there where I got my coffee. And it was quite good. And some banana bread. So went to CVS, picked up some stuff that I needed, all those good things, and gonna head on home now and hope the traffic's not too bad. Yeehaw. Well, I have kind of a long drive home because of traffic, so I figure now is a good time to record. Let me turn down my Fallout Boy. Now is a good time to record some more stuff for this vlog today. Yeah, I guess I just had a really good conversation with my friend Allie, so I think it's something that I can touch on here because we chatted a lot about just women's health and the kind of disparities right now that are just kind of around that area, because just not a lot of stuff is really talked about. We chatted about Stacy Sims, who's my favorite scientist ever. She's so amazing, and I'm obsessed with her. And because she studies women's health, and she talks about all things just hormones through your menstrual cycle, and she talks about menopause a lot too. And it's all just very, very interesting. But Allie and I specifically were talking about how like our periods affect us when we're in our training cycles for races, and just how different that we feel throughout those different parts of our cycle. And it's just something that's never really talked about. And another thing too is we chatted about just being super anemic, because we've both kind of been in that same boat too. So it does kind of bring me around to a good point for this video, which is just some stuff that I have learned as a runner throughout my time from like high school all the way through college and now post-collegiately. But yeah, some things I would have changed, I guess, when I was younger, because I never got my period, well, like very, very rarely in high school. And I did get super anemic and had to go to the hospital for iron infusions for like an entire month. And that was really not that cool. And I just didn't know at the time that it was probably due to very likely due to underfueling. And that's something that I had kind of carried all through college too. I never really was fueling myself properly or enough. Not necessarily intentionally all of the time, but definitely sometimes kind of intentionally. And yeah, it's just kind of a slippery slope to fall into there that I definitely slipped into. I wish that I knew in high school and also in college how much food I need to eat to actually train, and not even just for that, but to recover from workouts. This was something Ali and I talked about, because a lot of times we both had gone into workouts and runs like fasted, and that became kind of a fad, was fasted running and fasted training for a while, and just getting your body adapted to being totally glycogen depleted. But the problem with fasted running, especially for women, fasted workouts don't actually work well for us. They have a lot more negative effects than they do positive. But waking up in the morning, for example, your cortisol levels are at their highest. And if you get some glucose into you, so literally just some food, that lowers your cortisol levels, which you want cortisol in your body when you're working out for sure. But there is a point to where you don't want to have chronically elevated cortisol, because that leads to a lot of inflammatory problems. So eating food in the morning before your run, first of all, will give you some glucose stores to then go and use for your workout, which you need, and also helps to lower those cortisol levels to just kind of get you away from that chronically elevated cortisol issue that you could run into. So that's something. I also never took nutrition with me on my runs, and that's something that's changed for sure since getting out of college, and especially going into marathon training. Like even like, for example, on my run today, it was just 10 easy miles. And so nothing like, not like working myself super hard, just kind of taking it chill. But I definitely still did take nutrition with me. I got some water too. I, like yesterday for my 10 hard miles, I 100% had nutrition with me and was kind of practicing what I would do even on race day, honestly. So yeah, like I take it every 4 miles, like a gel. And I've been doing that a lot more consistently. And I notice a huge difference, like during my run, for sure, a big difference. But especially after my run, I recover a lot faster and I just feel better and can kind of function throughout the day a lot more efficiently. Whereas in the past, like in college, I just wouldn't take any food with me. I would honestly not even eat that much before my runs. And I just suffered through them, and they were really hard. But I just kind of thought like, yeah, this is just how you're supposed to feel. Running's a hard sport, and like we push ourselves really hard, and it is. But I didn't realize how much worse I was making myself feel by not eating that food and giving my body the nutrition that it needed. So that's something. Hydration also, this is like not a hot take, but I was so bad about drinking water in college, and I kind of still am, but I'm much better about it now. And especially with electrolytes, I drink an electrolyte beverage every day, and it's easy when I work at Milestone because I'm just surrounded by it. But again, huge difference when I am actually topping off my electrolytes after I sweat them all out versus when I don't. So that's something else that's been really helpful. And after like a hard workout, I have my scratch mix, which has got carbs and electrolytes. So I'll mix that up in my bottle. Or if I'm just like really have sweated a ton and I just want a lot of salt in me, I love those Element packets. They're awesome. They're so salty, which I like a lot. So that's another thing that's been huge. And I was thinking about this a lot on my run today too. But whenever I don't have a specific training plan to follow and I'm kind of just running mileage, I am kind of bad about varying my pace at all. Like I just kind of get anxious about like not being super fit, which is a me problem. And I'm just like a one pacer. I kind of just set all of my runs. I was like, I need to be running this pace. And then I just do that no matter how I feel. And that's not good. Like, don't do that. But when I do have a training plan to follow and it feels a little bit more structured and, to me, it feels like I have a little bit more of a reason behind the training, I'm much better about varying my pace. And I think part of it is because I'm actually a lot more tired some days. Because, for example, like yesterday was my hard 10 miles, and I ran it a lot faster than I would just a normal run, right? And then, like, for example, this was probably faster than I needed to, but I averaged like 6:55 like minutes per mile. And my run today, which was like my easy 10, I was averaging like 7:55 or something, like almost like 8-minute pace. And having that variation makes it more mentally stimulating for me, and also just helps my body adjust and adapt, I think, to the training as well, because you need to be able to still get your cardiovascular system used to being on its feet and moving, and you want to get your muscles used to running when they're still kind of tired, but still allowing your body to recover from the work that you've done before. And so like tomorrow, for example, I just have 6 easy miles, and then that's to get me ready for my workout on Friday, which is going to be a 7-mile tempo. And it's just, I have just really learned throughout the years that it's really important to actually take your easy days easy and to really just pour it all into your hard days, you know? Just make your hard days hard, easy days easy. And it's something that's tossed around a lot, but it's very, very true. Because if I'm working too hard on my easy days, I'm not gonna have as much in the tank for my hard days as I'll need. And so yeah, I'm just gonna run easy tomorrow so I can try my best to I'm not supposed to rip it in this tempo, but just get a good solid effort in my tempo. So those workout days are the stimulus, and the actual adaptation occurs during the recovery periods, which are going to be those easier days. So that's something else that I've kind of just learned throughout the years is easy days easy, hard days hard. Vary pace. You don't need to be a one pacer all the time. And eat enough food, drink enough water. These all sound super obvious, but they're all mistakes that I've made in my time as a runner, and things that I'm still learning to fix and adjust. And I'm just want to share that. So that's kind of just a list of a little 3 there for you. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what else I'll learn going forward with this goofy, silly sport. You know, maybe this is might end it here. I feel like it's kind of what I've got to say for the day. Still need to head to the gym later, but you know, listen to the body. It tends to know what it wants to do and what it needs to do. So that's what I've got for the day, and I will see y'all next time. All right, bye.